everyone, it's been a minute. Welcome to the Literacy Solutions Podcast Season 2. It's me, your beautiful host, Testimony Additional, the Pepper Sauce. I missed you guys and I hope you missed me too. Right here I have Ogechi Igwe with me in the studio. We're not in the studio, we're outdoor, beautiful scenery right here.
Enjoying
nature, my dear. Enjoying nature.
Nature is the best. So beautiful.
So beautiful, exactly. So today, before we even go into today's topic, I want us to discuss 2022 SIDA project. Let's discuss that. So we traveled down to Edda community for 3 days for the Community Development Acceleration Project in SIDA that is sponsored by the Catch Me Young Initiative in partnership with sister initiatives. So we took time to make Christmas better, talk with community members, dance with them, make Christmas colorful somehow. So I don't know. Okay, what's your thoughts?
It was a very, very exciting outing. Okay, it featured food drives, park drives. We opened a library for the school there in that community. It was a very exciting. It is just one of the ways KYI or Catch Me Young initiatives is giving back to the society.
Yeah,
it was awesome.
It was truly awesome.
Yeah.
It was a very swell time. We had amazing time. We had an amazing time there, rather. Okay, so today we'll be having a conversation about girl-child education. That's what we just want to talk about. Just, let's just discuss it. What's your perspective on, girl-child education?
From time immemorial, there is this kind of disparity in the way boys are treated and the way girls are treated.
Yeah.
We're not here to talk about feminism.
No.
Because I know that's the next thing.
No, we're not trying to preach feminism. No.
Feminism. But there's a very huge...
there's a thin line though.
Is it thin? There's a huge...
I guess it's thin.
No, it's not thin.
It's very broad.
Very, very broad. The line is very broad between
Okay.
the way boys are treated and the way girls are treated. You see, in some families, they'll prefer educating or putting their boys in schools because they feel one of the major reasons that most parents give is that the girls will get married soon and leave the family, and then they are training someone else.
And then the boys will remain in the family, carry the father's
Not
name.
remembering that the boys
Yeah.
would also get their own family and not focus on the family.
That's another thing.
So
another thing, yeah.
it's actually a very
A broad line.
Yes,
Yeah, a
it's
very
a
broad
broad
line. So I get your point, but I feel like from my own perspective, the whole girl-child thing is a serious issue.
right.
Especially with rural areas. Right now, the urban areas are getting woke, and it's something that even if you as a person you just say it, people will look at you like, what do you mean by a girl should not go to
Are
school?
you for real?
Like, are you for real? But there are still areas in Nigeria here that do not actually, the girls cannot even stand up for themselves and say, I want to go to school. You understand?
Yeah,
So
I
we
think
still have that issue.
Yeah, I think it boils down to how enlightened the parents are. Because you don't expect, though I know most parents, they did not go to school, but when they gave birth to children, they were determined to make sure that their children
Went
go
to
through
school,
yes.
yeah.
Down to the highest level, down to university, getting a degree, even their masters, though I know once they get a bachelor's degree, the child is settled. Okay, but there are some, you did not go to school, your grandfather did not go to school, your father did not go to school, and you also say that your son or your daughter would not go to school. That's a very terrible situation to be in. So most of the times, it boils down to how enlightened the parent is.
Okay,
or the father or the mother.
according to a statistics, we are like 200 million in Nigeria here, and 20 million out of us are children that actually dropped out or are not even going to school at all. And in that same statistic, that same 20 million, a huge part, more than half of it, let's say like 15 million, are girls that are not in school.
That's very bad. That's very
So
very bad.
and it's like the highest recorded for any country.
That's very bad.
So I feel like we have our work cut out for us as individuals. We need to try to enlighten our neighbors, even amongst ourselves. We can have that discussion. Why is your child not going to school? Is there a problem? Do you need assistance? There are literally people, there are initiatives, there are CSOs that are ready to even take up your child's education from you if you know that maybe you cannot afford it or something of that sort is going on.
The government has even made it easier okay, for people to access education. We have public schools and
Yeah.
we have free education. So why? What is that reason why you wouldn't put your girl child in school?
In school,
Like,
yeah.
what is the reason? And I don't think there's any reason that cannot be handled. I don't think there's any reason that any parent would give that cannot be handled. No.
Exactly. Then another thing I also want to add is there's this perspective of a lady or a girl child ending up as a man's property. Yes, we know that marriage is important,
Yeah.
but it's kind of overrated here. Most people feel as if
Overrated, yeah.
you can't have a life when you are not married, or what is your purpose for coming to this earth if you don't marry. I feel like a woman can contribute a lot. A woman that is enlightened, that is educated, has a very high tendency of being emotionally intelligent,
Yeah.
has a very high tendency of assisting her husband in the household running. And this, no disrespect, like the woman would literally still respect and submit to her husband.
Exactly. Yeah.
Because most time the normal, irregular, typical Nigerian man wants the respect, wants the love, the submission,
Yeah.
and you will still get it from an educated woman, even in a packaged and more branded way.
Yeah.
So not the one that gives what's it called, bondage and
Yeah.
slavery. Then
right.
also I want to share a scenario with you.
Okay.
So apparently I heard that there's this what's it called, I don't know, let me put it this way. So this lady, apparently, the person she wants to get married to, this was back in the 90s, and she was like, okay, I want to be a doctor. And her family members and those around laughed at her that, you want to be a doctor? That's the man's job. What do you mean by
For
you?
real?
What do you mean by you want to be a doctor? What's that? What do you mean? And then and they told her that you can't be a doctor. Don't even dream of being a doctor. Then she was, it's for a man.
Okay.
It's a man's profession. Then she was like, okay, fine. Then I can be a nurse. Then at least I can assist the man. And most times at that time, it's now we have male doctors, male nurses rather. So, but now they also challenge that, and we're like, no, you can't be a nurse as well. Why would you even want to go into that? Just be a teacher. That's more best suited for you. It's better for you to be a teacher so that you can train your children. It's not a bad idea for a woman to be knowledgeable, for her to be able to train her children. But by the time you are like expecting that, you understand when you demean her so much to that point,
you totally kill the woman's dream. Okay, you just relegate the girl to maybe learning a trade or something, but that's not what the girl actually wants to be.
Yeah.
No wonder most mothers, you can't really find most mothers, let's say people from the 70s and all, who have a very meaningful something doing. Okay, they just relied solely on the husband, and then maybe they entered into businesses and all.
Exactly.
That is just it.
Then also another thing I want to add is it is very hard for you to, there's a high tendency of a woman that is educated not carving into the old domestic violence thing.
Yeah.
Someone who is educated will know that she has rights to life. You are not supposed to be beating me this
her.
way.
No, she knows her
you know,
rights, yeah.
we're not trying to push the narrative of marriage. But I'm just saying that in this part of the world, it is mostly seen as it is important for you to get married. It is important for you to have a husband, have a head, and your life should just revolve around your family and your husband, that sort of thing. But we're just trying to push this narrative because most times when women get married, the enlightened ones, we see it, we hear it, that this one is able to actually hold her home when the husband is traveling, is not there. She's able to stand her ground. A woman is even more refined, more polished in a way when she's educated.
Have you been able to weigh children raised by educated women and the ones raised by uneducated women?
There's a slight difference.
But
also,
difference.
Sorry, you can complete your statement.
Because you would not tell me that a woman who doesn't know how to navigate around her life, who is not enlightened, will raise up children that will become enlightened, except the woman is actually determined to see that the children get what she didn't get. Okay, and then the personal decisions of the children too would be the only things that would change the child's future. Aside that, the mothers ignore. Children are more inclined, or they they bond with their mothers more than they bond with the fathers. So they model after the mother. You won't tell me. They said that a snake would always give birth to something long. Okay, since they model after their mother, it is not going to be strange to see that the children raised by uneducated mothers also grow up with that myopic view about how life should be. And
unless they truly determine that I've seen this lifestyle and I don't want to be a part of it.
That's it. The personal decision of the child is another thing that will change the child's future.
Yeah, I was going to say that, but I'm glad you mentioned it. I'm happy you mentioned that, because sometimes, in fact, you would see situations whereby I heard of a story too again. This one, it was a woman that asked her child to bring the results, primary school result though, and the child, slightly looked at her and was like, if I give it to you, how are you going to read it? Do you even know what is there? So somebody like that is in primary school, just imagine the level of irresponsibility, the level of disrespect, in fact, that person carries for his own mother, not his sister, not his wife, not his friends or peers. So it's pretty alarming. So I want us to talk about solutions right now. We've been discussing the issues and stuff like that. I want us to discuss solutions. What way do you think we can assist society members in?
One of the major ways we can help to curb these menace is enlightenment. Okay. Now we'll be talking about the upcoming parents and all.
The Gen Zs.
Yes. Though they already know now, you can't give birth to a child these days and not send the child, are you okay?
To school,
No. So it's just about enlightenment. Tell them the importance of sending your children to school, especially the girl child, sending them to school. I don't know if you saw that viral news about an albino girl that was not sent to school, but a comedian now came, sponsored her to school and all. The father still went to the school.
I didn't say it, I'm just saying for the first time.
So the girl is an albino. So she was not sent to school by the parents. She was just at home fetching firewood. So the comedian saw her fetching firewood. Just a very small girl. You need to see the heap of firewood that she was carrying. He now met her and was like, "What is wrong now? Why are you not in school?" She now said that
her parents
said, yes, first of all, she's a girl, then she's an albino. You get?
So there was even discrimination from her family too.
Yes. The main gist is that the comedian now sent her to school, paid the bills and all. The father still went to the school and told them that they should never allow her to come to school. In fact, he literally stopped the girl from going to school and sent her back to start fetching firewood because they sell firewood too and all.
And did the comedian get a reason out of the man?
Yes, now he came back. People were even like, you shouldn't interfere in the fact. But how would a reasonable man, someone came to help you train your child, a child that will still grow up to take care of you, pay the bills and all, and you said she should not go to school, it's not important, she should stay at home and be fetching firewood? Is it not ignorance? That's just pure ignorance. Okay, because I know someone that is knowledgeable would not think this for their children. So I think it boils down to enlightenment. We should go out there, keep educating people, even in the villages, because you see that most persons that grew up like this will still want to transfer same thing to their children. I didn't go to school, so
and most time, even looking at itself, children pick up energies, pick up things that you're doing.
Yes, exactly.
They pick up those things, those traits. So another thing I want to add is, once you train a woman, you actually train a generation. I want to chip in with what Ogechi said. She said, children have a tendency to be closer to their mothers. And most times in this part of the world, we have this belief that the moral upbringing of children weighs solely. If a child is bad, they will say it is the mother's child. But if a child is good, it is the father's child. So you understand that kind of thing. So character building, moral building, those sort of things, it is mostly on the woman. And most times when children come back from school safe, it is either their mother is at home, back from work, or in the shop or something. And then when she comes back, she's either the one helping with assignments. Not saying that men don't help with assignment, they do. We have a majority of men too that help with that. But most times it is the women that actually help with the assignment. So a woman that is not knowledgeable enough that you did not, try to send your daughter or send your wife to school, because it is not too late to go back to school.
It's not.
It is not.
It's not.
So if you send your wife to school, she's even more productive to you and to your family. So this is where we're going to round up, guys, and we hope to see you guys very, very soon. And we hope you can spread this conversation, share, like, and subscribe. And we're going to see you next time. Take care.
Don't forget, one you brief. It's an Igbo word, so you can Google the meaning, but one you brief. Thank you.
Bye. Thank
Bye.
you.